One tiny rescued kitten ended up in a family where 5 ferrets became its moms and dads. They didn't just take it in, they raised it as their own. But let's start from the beginning. One warm summer evening, 2 schoolboys, Riku and Taro, were playing near their house on the outskirts of the city. Suddenly, a faint, pitiful squeak came from the bushes. The boys approached and saw a bundle of fur, a black and white kitten trembling and barely standing on its paws. It was exhausted, its eyes crusted shut with pus, its breathing faint. Without hesitation, the kids scooped the little one into their arms and carried it home. Their parents, Hana and Kenta, were initially wary of the find. The family already had plenty on their plate, and 5 ferrets lived in the house, but seeing the kitten's condition, they couldn't stay indifferent. After a quick family meeting, they decided, it stays. They washed the kitten, fed it milk formula through a syringe, and wrapped it in a soft blanket. They named it Kiro, meaning hope in Japanese. From the very first days, Kiro was surrounded by care, but its main caretakers weren't the humans. They were the ferrets, the 5 fluffy troublemakers. Miko, Suki, Runa, Jin, and Hana were full-fledged family members, and the house was a veritable ferret republic. When Kiro first came near them, Hana held her breath. What if the ferrets saw it as a rival? But something happened that no one expected. The ferrets immediately took an interest in the little one. They ran up to it, sniffed it, nudged it with their noses. Then they started warming it, lying down beside it. That very first night, Kiro fell asleep, cuddled up with Runa and Jin, and in the morning, Hana found all 6 of them curled up in a tight ball, like a real family. With each passing day, the kitten grew stronger. It quickly began mimicking its new siblings' habits, trying to dig in boxes, chasing the ferrets' tails, even learning its first attempts at diving into the household slippers, just like the ferrets loved to do. It ate with them, slept in their little house, and even started making similar sounds, something between a meow and a ferret's chatter, as if it were trying to speak their language. By the time Kiro was 3 months old, it had become an inseparable part of the ferret gang. Together, they raced through the hallways, jumped on the couch, scattered toys around the rooms. It was especially fun in the evenings when the whole family gathered in front of the TV. Kiro would hop onto Hana's lap, and all 5 ferrets would settle around as if guarding their little brother. One day, Kenta, watching the scene, joked, "We didn't bring a cat into the house. We got another ferret, just a really big fluffy one." And indeed, there was hardly anything cat-like in Kiro's behavior. It didn't climb curtains, hunt drapes, or chase cords. Instead, it ate bits of chicken from the bowl with Runa and fell asleep snuggled against Suki's side. Over time, the cat grew into an adult, graceful and strong. Its black and white fur gleamed, its bright yellow eyes with a greenish tint shone with intelligence and calm. But most importantly, it kept its bond with its adoptive siblings. Even as it matured, Kiro continued playing with the ferrets, hugging them, licking their fur and sleeping only in their company. It became not just their brother, but their protector. Many guests who visited the Smith family's home watched this scene in amazement. 5 ferrets and a cat sleeping in one basket, their paws and tails intertwined. Some didn't even notice at first that there was a cat among the ferrets. Kiro blended into the family so well that its behavior was almost indistinguishable from theirs. Of course, there were plenty of funny moments. In a house with 5 ferrets and a cat, boredom is impossible. The funniest story happened when Kiro, copying its adoptive siblings, decided to slip through a tunnel the ferrets often played in. The tunnel was long, flexible, and perfect for the ferrets' small bodies, but for Kiro, now far from a tiny kitten, it was a real challenge. With enthusiasm, it crawled inside, made it halfway, and then got stuck. Its back legs stuck out, its tail twitched nervously, and its front paws desperately tried to pull it forward. Hana, hearing strange noises, rushed to help and found a touching yet hilarious sight. Miko, the most energetic and clever ferret, was frantically trying to pull Cairo out by its ear. It tugged at him, pressing its little face against him, as if saying, "Come on, brother, you can do it." Hannah kept her cool and grabbed her phone. The moment was too good to miss. She recorded a short video of a ferret rescuing a stuck cat. The clip was so adorable and funny that the family posted it online, and within days, it racked up tens of thousands of views. People from around the world left comments. "The best thing I've seen today. The world isn't so bad if relationships like this exist. Why don't I have friends like this cat?" From then on, the family gained a following. Fans tracked Kiro's life with his 5 adoptive siblings, commented on every photo, made fan art, and even sent letters. Some shared stories of their own rescued pets, while others admitted that Kiro's video inspired them to adopt a kitten from a shelter. Today, Kiro is a grown, confident cat with a kind heart and a big soul. He's over 2 years old and has become a true symbol of unconditional friendship. He doesn't just live with the ferrets, he considers himself one of them. He still sleeps only in a pile with his brothers, purring softly when Hannah calls his name, and he's the first to run if he hears one of the ferrets squeak or call for help. Kiro doesn't have a tail like the ferrets. He doesn't have their flexibility. But he's taken on their habits, their behaviors, and most importantly, their love for their little pack. Sometimes he licks their faces as if grooming kittens, and if one of the ferrets wanders too far, Kiro follows, like a big brother watching over the little ones. Kenten and Hannah admit that neither of them could have imagined how much their lives would change that day, when the kids brought home a freezing, dirty, nearly lifeless ball of fur from the street. Back then, they had doubts. Could they handle it? Would the little one survive? Would there be conflicts with the ferrets? But all that stopped mattering. Now they can't imagine their home without Kiro. He's not just a pet. He's a symbol of warmth, trust, and the kind of coziness you can't build with furniture and walls alone. It's created by hearts. Kiro is part of their daily life, their rituals, their quiet moments, and their laughter. He doesn't ask for love, he just gives it. And every evening when the whole ferret crew, along with him, gathers on one couch, Hannah often catches herself thinking, how did we ever live without him? When guests arrive, friends, relatives, or neighbors, they're invariably surprised. Aren't you afraid to keep a cat with ferrets? There's a note of worry, confusion, or even judgment in their voices. After all, many think nature should take its course. Hannah always responds with a gentle smile. Family isn't what's written in a passport. It's not species, color, or habits. It's what lives in the heart, what you choose to love. Everything else is just an outer shell. The words might be simple, but behind them are years of trust, play, care, and genuine warmth. Because if a creature born a hunter can become a brother to what would naturally be its prey, then we all have a chance. If a cat and 5 ferrets can cuddle without fear, sleep nose to nose, share toys, food, and space, then we humans can learn something important too.